let's
Yeah.
assume that Nico Gonzalez does stay at City. The club is still looking to trim Guardiola's first team squad this summer. Kyle Walker, of course, has obviously left now and joined Burnley. We're just over a month until the start of the new season. Which players do you think are most likely to leave this summer, Stephen, and how many do you think could realistically depart in these next coming weeks now?
Going through the squad, obviously Kyle Walker's moving on. The problem is a lot of players that you could potentially move on are homegrown. Nathan
Mhm.
Ake, John Stones, Jack Grealish, which doesn't feel good. I'm looking at the squad right now anyway. So you've got obviously the ones that are locked in. You got Haaland, Diaz, Bernardo, Rodri, Reinders, Marmoush, Vardiel, Ait Nouri, Shirky, um, Edison, Savino, Doku, uh, Kanji's locked in. But then you got people like Nunes, Nico Gonzalez, we just talked about, um, Kusanov, Vitor Reis. Uh, Echeverri and Peroni will certainly leave. Looking at the squad of 22 players there, that I was looking at last season. Um, we do need a few players to move on, unfortunately. I'm expecting to see potential moves. I think Gundogan will move on. I think he's sort of had a bit of a farewell tour there, and Guardiola loves him. But I think when we get back, I think they are back now. But I'd be amazed if, as much as Guardiola loves Gundogan, if people like Chiki and Hugo Viana aren't saying, "Sorry, mate, we have to make space here, and we cannot keep the 34-year-old." It just doesn't make any business sense whatsoever when you've bought in Reinders, who essentially is a young Gundogan. He's so similar; it's remarkable. I think we'll see a loan for Vitor Reis. I really like him, but I would love to see him stay and someone like a Kanji move on. Personally, that's my preference as a fan. I just can't see it. Guardiola's a big Kanji fan, but even then, you look at the centre back options we've got. So you got Kusanov, Kanji, Diaz, Stones, Ake, Vardiol, uh, Vitor Reis. I didn't mention, did I? So what? That's seven centre backs there
Yeah,
potentially.
yeah.
There is something has to give there. I think Stones will move on, but then you need to replace. That means another foreign player needs to move on, right? That's how it works. So it's a very complicated mess that City have got them into. But we've seen obviously Walker move on, Jack Grealish, no idea what's going on there. I think we'll see players move via loans. I think City will have to accept a little bit of a hit on that front. Kovacic, I am not convinced he stays. He might do, but I think that might be one of those where someone comes out of nowhere, Saudi club, Turkish club. They've got a lot of money in Turkey right now, haven't they? Apparently, so there's a lot of money going around there. Like Sane's just got about 350k a week over in Turkey. So do not be surprised if you see Kovacic and Gundogan pop up there, or some Saudi money come in for one of these players. But there is a real sort of mess that City got themselves into. We've only really got. McAtee will go as well, and he was one of the club trade. Oscar Bob can take that club trade space, admittedly. But last season we had Wilson Esbrand registered. He won't be here. He'll be gone as well. That's another one. Obviously, Bettinelli's come in to replace Carson as well. Um, we haven't got a lot, a lot of spaces to play with, and it's a very squad. And I presume 3 or 4 non-homegrown players need to be cut. We need to potentially bring one in. It's looking complicated.
It is. I think probably the ones that are most likely to leave. You'd assume Jack Grealish have to be
Yeah,
omitted from the squad, and James McAtee, Calvin Phillips, I guess, is another one. He's recovering from Achilles surgery, so that sort of complicates possible exit at the moment. But you still expect him to leave at some stage.
yeah,
And then, like you said, it's probably you're looking at players like Stones and Aki who are injury prone. Possibly one of those could go. Gundogan and Kovacic in the midfield area. Possibly one of those could go. So that's possibly 4 or 5 that might have to leave, or at least, I don't know, 3 or 4. I think, there's been speculation over Edison and Ortega, the goalkeepers, but Edison's come out and said he's going to stay. So even though he had, not the best of performances at the Club World Cup, he probably will stay if he's actually come out and said it. And Ortega, possibly the same as well. And then some of the others, like Echeverri, you mentioned as well, he could go on loan because of game time. They want him to gain that first team
yeah.
football.
I think Echeverri might do. I don't think it's
Yeah.
almost certain. I think he's just they can't register him, can they? So I think that he wouldn't be. I know he's in the 21 list, but he's not been at the club long enough, has he? Is it 2 years until under 21 players that can stay?
Well, yeah, he's only just joined, hasn't he? He
Yeah.
joined
So
properly joined in January, didn't he? Yeah.
yeah. So I think Echeverri almost certainly will go.
Yeah.
There were some rumors about Leon, but that's obviously been no, Leon haven't taken anyone yet, have they? I think they're waiting for. So there's some rumors that Leon get a loan out the Shirky deal, but obviously I think they're trying to decide what league they're going to be in. So
Yeah,
that they
that's
might.
the issue with them. Yeah.
Yeah, I think almost certainly you would have seen Echeverri or someone like that go there. Maybe we're allegedly going to sign that Sever Naipan fella, so maybe it could be
Mm.
him. But yeah, like it's tricky. I want to see people like Kusanov, Echeverri, Reese stay, but I think one of them might have to leave, unfortunately. Well, maybe two or three of them alone.